different today. And since I'm always on the road, I figure I do a lot of thinking. So hopefully this is something some of y'all can relate to. But anywho, so I wanted to talk about a few things. Uh Explain basically why I'm kind of doing this. So most of us have 9 to 5 jobs, want to work every day. Maybe some have 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So myself, I get up super early, but something hit me that my son ended up saying to me this weekend, which was, Dad, we don't like you going to work, and you don't like going to work. You miss us and we miss you. So why do you go to work? And the only thing I could say was to help support the family, to give them the things that they need in life. However, it never crossed my mind at that particular moment when I said that, I was replaying in my head from one of my drives, is they need a father. But if I'm always working, as I guess the government intended us to do, I can't spend time with the family too much. So there's a few things that I want to kind of get straight with me, I guess. And again, maybe some of y'all can relate to it, I don't know. Is how do you fix that? So I have some notes down here, although super slow. Okay, there we go. So let's see. This is basically going to end up being a log for me or my kids or maybe someone else that's going through the same thing. And hopefully it'll kind of help. Also, I want to use this as some sort of habit maybe I can kind of do. But first I need to figure out who I am and what I need to be as a person. And I don't know, I always had this feeling like I should be doing more with my life. I work hard. I try to provide. I try to be there. But I really don't know what I've been listening to some biographies and stuff like that. And they say you're want to be rich or well off, then you need to start a business. And that was Rockefeller pretty much said that. That's not his actual quote, but in summary, that's what it is. So now I need to kind of come up with the positives and negatives. So the positives I have is I'm a hard worker. I like to invest. I enjoy trying to invest and reading up on investments. And trying to understand money. Now, this is a lot of things that most people don't know. They think they know, but they don't know. I didn't really start getting involved in it, I don't know, until a few years ago, and maybe this is something that other teens. But I've been trying to teach my daughter this as well, that when you make money, try not to live on all of it. Try to take and save 10%, invest at least. Always pay yourself first, and which means take 10% Now, if you can't do 10%, 10%, maybe 5 and 5, whatever the case may be, you need to do something. However, my issue was since I learned this, I already had debt, just like majority of us Americans do, and probably other countries. So with that being said, guess where that money needs to go? Taking care of debt, getting that paid off. So the more I thought about it, is in order to do that, either I needed to make more money, need to start a business, or I need to start selling things. So there's things that I have that I really don't need. It's nice to have, but I don't need. So I had a Mustang GT that was Pro Charged that was pretty much staying in the garage that my wife and I used for date night. That's pretty much it. So I just recently sold that. I have another car for sale. Well, I did have another car for sale, but decided to take it down. There's little things around the house that I've been seeing that I just put up for sale, and I've been using that money to, I put a little bit off to the side for cushion, savings basically, and then the rest I was putting on debt. Now the reason why I had this money in savings is if the economy goes poop, then I have money to invest in either the stock market or cryptocurrency or what I decide to use it on. However, during this time, I've also been putting money into investments before I really learned that my debt is actually hitting me the hardest. So I need to start transferring that over. So now that I'm starting to do that, because you think about it, most credit cards are hitting you for 18%, 20%, and we're hoping to invest to, I think, what, 4%, 5%? So it made more sense to put that on higher interest rate stuff. So I ended up having a Home Depot card, but with that being at 0% interest, I went ahead and put that on my line of credit I had, which is at 10%. And if I'm struggling at some point where I need to make that payment for the Home Depot card, then I'll pull from there. But right now, it's saving me interest for the money that I transferred over there, and I can use for something else. So I've managed to pay off a decent amount of my debt doing this. However, I still got a lot of debt to go. So for the young people out there, I just want you to know, try to buy stuff cash. So when I was 16, I bought a used car, got a loan. My dad co-signed for me. It was a piece of crap 82 S10 Blazer. So drove that for a little while, had to replace everything on it. After I got it fixed, I traded it almost immediately for a used Mustang. Had that for about a year, and my dad talked me into getting a brand new Mustang GT, fully loaded. At first I didn't want to, and then he talked me into it. As much as I loved the car, dumb decision, dumb. Not now that I know now, because now I've got a payment of, at that time it was $430 a month. Insurance is like $230 a month. So I'm already at almost, we'll just say $700, and then you have your other stuff, your oil changes, your gas, and all the other stuff that you got to take care of on it. Which, just to let you know, that is not an asset, that is a liability. It doesn't put money in your pocket. Y'all need to figure that out too. What is an asset? What is a liability? So, anywho, I got new cars the whole entire time. Well, not the whole entire time, but for quite a few years or whatever, if I upgraded like most people, within 5 years, you're upgrading to something. You want new cars. So you go out and get another car payment. Uh, when in reality, if you would have just went and got a nice used car, which that's what I do now, you could have paid it for cash or within a year had it paid off. That's $300-400 plus that you can invest in yourself for educating yourself, or you can invest in an EFT, cryptocurrency, maybe even a rental property of some sort. And there's tax write-offs for a good chunk of that stuff. But these are things that you need to look into. Like, do you really need a new car? Could you go get it like a Honda Accord or Toyota Corolla or something of that nature and pay 4 grand? And if you even got a loan to be at what, $100 a month, but usually you try to have money saved up and pay cash for it, because then you don't have a payment. Yes, you got a used car that you might have to put a little bit of money into it, but you still don't have a payment. You go to a Honda Accord now, you buy it brand new. What are the payments for them things now? I mean, you're hitting $400 to $600 a month. They said the average car payment right now is $1,000 a month. Are you kidding me? That's like a mortgage on some of these houses. Well, not now, but there used to be, you know, my mortgage before this one with escrow and everything was $900 a month. That's for a $165,000 loan for my house, well, my townhouse. So what I'm getting at is there's things that people need to look at, and you need to get things together with the economy the way that it's going right now. As much as they're saying that it's not a recession, I mean, we can see it. The cost of everything is up 20, 30, 40%. I mean, they're saying inflation is at 9.1%. However, if you look at it logically, everything else is up way more than 10%. Everything. People are going through their savings. The people that did have any kind of savings is starting to burn through it. Just those are the things that you need to kind of look at and everything. Another thing is I apologize about ums and stuff. I'm trying to speak better, and the only way you're going to learn to speak better is to do things that you're uncomfortable with a little more. Yeah, I do appreciate the people that look at my channel to learn or do my reviews, look at my reviews and stuff. I appreciate that. Uh, just a heads up on that too. The reason why I changed my channel to invest in yourself is another topic for another day. Is if something that you're trying to figure out how to do, something broke, to learn how to Google it. You can figure out how to do it yourself. My wife always wanted me to go fix something, and I got to the point where I just bogged down. I just could not do all the stuff. She needed the AC fixed on the truck because it's the middle of summer. I was like, look, Google the year, the model, the type of truck it is, put the information in there of what you know of is the problem, and then read 2, 3, or 4 articles of what people are saying, and hopefully they pretty much line up. Take those 1 or 2 different things or whatever it may be and go check it out and go fix it. So she finally did that. She said that it's either the blower motor is not blowing air enough, or there is something blocking the air from going into it, which when you looked into that, it was a plastic piece would end up getting brittle, break, and drop on top of it, which is hard to bring air into the motor, which in turn you don't get very much AC. She found found a how to. She went ahead and fixed it. By the end of that day, she had ice cold AC blowing very well in that truck. So you gotta to teach yourself. There's plenty of information on our phones, on our tablets, everywhere. All you gotta do is search. The information is out there. Um, so on to that. Sorry, I'm going off into another thing or whatever. So I'm kind of trying to figure out how to get habits to make a system that will allow me and others to succeed in life, to get in a position that's better. I came from next to nothing. I work hard. I'm the only one that goes out and brings the income in. However, my wife takes care of the household. She helps other people, um, and stuff like that. So we kind of work together to make that balance work. And then my next thing is trying to figure out on this exercising and being healthy and eating properly. It's it's tough to figure out. I have lost 15 pounds. I know that's good, but it's not where I want to be. And I need to want that for myself and for my kids, because the way that it is right now, as hard as I work, I don't know how much further I'm going to be able to survive with the way that I am. So I saw an awesome video earlier today, which is talking about cutting sugar, and that's the big reason that we as a society are overweight and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to kind of look into now. But that's kind of where I'm going with this. I don't know if this is something I'm going to keep doing or not, but I wanted to kind of talk about that and my views on my life in the world and how things are going to get tough, and how the older generation needs to start talking to these younger kids, and the younger kids need to start listening about how the economy is going, how you need to prepare financially. And a lot of people don't even know how to do that. Like I said, I just recently learned how to do it myself. You have a general idea, but we want to go get things. Let's go get this. Let's go to get that. Oh, we got a credit card. We'll put it on that. We'll pay it off. Oh, it doesn't get paid off. I'm sure there's a lot of people that understand what I'm saying right now, because it sucks. Um, Instead of paying cash for everything, we have credit cards. We can go get loans. But what if the banks decide not to do that anymore? If you look at your banks and stuff, they changed the laws after 2008, I think it was, when the taxpayers paid or did a bailout for them. They were the people got pissed that the government gave them money when they're the ones that put us in this situation. So then they changed the whole entire thing to call, instead of a bailout, it's called a bail in. So that means if you got money in the account, you got it sitting there, you got savings. If they get into a point where they're financially screwed themselves, guess what? They can shut down the bank, and they can take your money to save themselves because of the poor decisions they made. Now, it's hard enough. We have to try to figure out how to fix our poor decisions. But now they're making poor decisions, and not only do we got to pay for that, it just, anyways, that's another situation as well. And then everybody wants to get handouts from the government. Sorry, the government doesn't make any money. They don't produce anything. All they do is collect our money. Our tax money goes to give away to all these other people. So it irritates people, at least me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, that you work your butt off to make money, only to pay more taxes to give to more people that don't want to do anything and don't help out with society. You know, go out and do something. Make yourself useful. Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave this. Uh, Hopefully, there's something in that whole entire thing that someone was able to learn something out of it. But I appreciate your time for watching, and hopefully, we'll see you more often. Thanks. Bye.